If you're raising a grievance at work or thinking you might have to raise a grievance at work and you're living with chronic conditions or disability, then this is the video for you. Hi, I'm Nadia. I live with chronic illness and have done for almost 20 years, and I run the Chronic Care HR and Support Service, which is a shop with downloadable guides, template letters, resources, free fact sheets, and all sorts of things to help you manage at work. So I have created some grievance packs which will help you, all designed for people living with chronic illnesses. And I'm going to show you what's in them and what I've got in the shop. There's various different grievances you could have, be it failure to make reasonable adjustments, delaying implementation of reasonable adjustments, disability discrimination, unfair dismissal, and the list goes on. There are lots. I've got about 6 or 7 on there at the moment. So if there's something you're dealing with, a grievance you're dealing with, they are coming. There are more coming up. I'm just working on more. But if there's a specific one that you need that's not on the shop, just shoot me a message and I will get that done first and get it put on so you can download it. So let's have a look what's in the packs. So this is an example of one of the grievance packs. This one is for failure to make reasonable adjustments. You get the letter template in there, and you also get the guide, but you get something else very special which is going to help you. And as I say, everything is tailored towards living with chronic illness. But if you have any other disability, then you can still use this template letters. It's just that I've used this because this is my experience of living with chronic conditions and working in HR. So I've tried to put the two together here. You can see for the price of a couple of cups of coffee, you get the whole pack. So let's have a look what's in the pack. You get the formal grievance letter here, which is fully editable, as you can see. Plus, this is the good bit, you get an example letter for you to refer to. The example letter is exactly like your template letter, but it's already completed, and it's showing someone that has a chronic illness. I think in this case it's ME/CFS, but some of them are fibromyalgia and other chronic illnesses. It shows them raising a grievance and how they've filled it in, which is great to help you. You then get the grievance guide, which is a step-by-step guide of how to raise your grievance, what to include for the best chance of success. All the template letters have yellow highlighted sections that helps you complete them, and they're not blank. They actually say what to put in that section. Obviously not exact wording because all of you will have different situations, but I give you guidance in each section of what needs to go into that part, and then you can use it along with the grievance guide to fill it out. And it saves you energy, it saves you time, and you know that you are being legally covered by the employment laws in your template letter, but it's written in not a legal way. It's not scary. It sounds like it could be you writing that letter for your grievance, for the grievance you want to raise. Obviously, I'm not legal advice. I am a HR professional, and everything is covered by the Equality Act 2010, the disability part of that, and the employment laws, as I said. I hope that helps. And for those of you who haven't seen what's on the shop yet, let me get this from behind because I'm like fluttering. So I was saying, if you haven't had a look at the shop, do go along and have a look. The link is in my bio, which if you click my picture somewhere around here, there's a Linktree link, click that, and then click Shop and Hub. There are already resources on that Linktree. If you scroll down, there's also disability aids and things that I recommend on the Linktree. But if you want to see everything that's available in the shop, click the Shop and Hub section. There are free things in there, as I say. There's fact sheets, which are really low cost. There's your disclosure letter there, because remember, you're not covered under the disability part of the Equality Act unless you have disclosed at work. So I suggest you do that. That's only £1.50 to download, and it's already pre-written for you. So you just need to fill in your symptoms or your condition, fill that in. So get that to them. And what else? I have got a sale running throughout September. For those of you who don't know about it, if you haven't seen me before, which is 20% off all my email support and support services. So if you need some tailored one-to-one advice or just a bit of a support to go through your grievance or any other workplace issue, then do buy it now. All you need to do to get your 20% off code, leave me a comment on any of my videos saying you like the code, and I will message you with a code that you can use on the Shop and Hub to purchase email advice or support services. Now, the support services are for people just living with chronic conditions or disability and just want a bit of advice. So just from my own experiences of living with chronic conditions for 20 years. So I have also created some guides for newly diagnosed sufferers of chronic illness, and also there are guides on how to talk to work about your condition or friends and family, and there are other fact sheets and things on there to do with support rather than workplace issues, one of them being the link between chronic illness and depression. And because it's very heavily linked, I myself have been suffering with depression and bouts of depression since before I even got my diagnosis for ME, but it's when my symptoms started, and dealing with chronic illness is very difficult. I also have GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. So mental health and chronic illness are very linked, and so there is a fact sheet about that in there if you're interested. I hope that helps. If you're going through a grievance at work, let me know in the comments what grievance you have put in, if you've already put it in, and if you've got some issues or you've already had an outcome from your grievance, let me know how you got on. If there's anything that you need support with, or you want to know if I do that in the shop, leave me a comment. Always happy and good to hear from you all, because that's what this is all about. I am here to help you advocate for yourself, to give you the knowledge and the knowing your rights so that you can do that, so that you can get the support at work you need and deserve. I hope that helps. Speak soon.